right, and welcome back to part 4. I'm so excited about this part and each and every part. Yes, we have got a lot of work accomplished thus far, but yet we still have some more work to get done. So let's jump into part 4. We are developing a blowout marketing plan. Yes, we are. And this is where we tend to jump in first. When we want to create sales, when we want to create promotions, we jump right here. If you notice, this is the fourth part. This is not the first part, but I am going to show you how to execute it correctly. So, as always, we are going to discuss content creation. We're going to go over the best platforms to use, and we're going to talk about your marketing schedule and what does that look like and the things that you have to do. So let's go ahead on and jump in. Get ready, get your pens, get your paper, get a quiet place, because as you can see, we have done a lot of work so far. We still have a lot of work to go. So I want you to be ready to take in this information to actually do the work at the end of this module. And don't forget, as always, you can go back at any piece and revamp, redo, re-strategize, rethink any section. But I want you to take careful notes along the way, writing down the necessary pieces of information, doing the steps that you actually need to do, because by the end of this course, you're going to have a complete holiday sales explosion. So let's get ready. First, we're going to talk about content creation. We got to get the word out. And content creation is so huge and it has many different parts. And I'm going to break down each part to you, because it's not just a matter of a flyer and posting a flyer on social media or putting a flyer out in a couple places where you're located, or even giving a business card to a few of your clients to hand out. I want you to expand on your content creation for this sales explosion, because it's not just one thing I want you to create. It's going to be multiple things. This is why you have to prepare in advance before you just jump on in head first. So these are the types of contents that you need to create. And yes, you do need to have each and every one of these. There's no, I will do this one over this one. You need to have every piece of it. So types of contents that you need to create begins with asking questions. We're going to go over each one in detail also, and how to create them and the things that you need to say and do and things like that as well. So I'm going to break them all down to you. We're going to be very thorough with how to create each piece of content. So you want to ask questions. You need testimonials. Testimonials are pieces of content. Bold statements. Yes, bold statements. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, because I know you probably have that questionable face like, what does she mean by bold statements? I got you covered. No worries. And of course, flyers and pictures. We need video. We also need newsletters, email blasts, text blasts to send out. So let's jump into our first piece of content, which is asking questions. So here are some of the examples of the questions that we are going to ask. Remember, our sale was accent highlights, haircut, and style. So the sale that you created, the questions are going to come around that sale. So question number 1 that I would pose is, are you ready for holiday hair? You can also use these questions as subject lines in your emails and the titles of your text blasts or your newsletters also. So I will ask, are you ready for fall hair? Remember, the holiday time is all about fall time, and our sale consists of accent highlights. I would also ask, have you ever thought of adding color to your hair? Another question to pose is your hair ready for holiday photos? Now notice that every question I ask is a yes or no question. It's not necessarily an open ended question. You can ask open ended questions. However, you want some type of response. You want people, if you're posting on social media, to hit the like button and to say, no, I'm not ready, or to say, yes, I am ready if they've just recently sat in your chair. But ultimately, you want to ask questions that's relevant to the sale. You're trying to build up the sale. You also want the questions to pose for people to open your emails and read your text blast as well. So, is your hair ready for holiday photos? And most people will say no. And this is your opportunity to, if it's on social media, to ask, well, how can I help you? And get a response back. This engagement is going to keep your post relevant. Or you may get someone that responds back to your text and say, no, I'm not ready. You'll say, well, we have this special going on. Would you like to make an early appointment for it? So these questions pose for you to start engaging and let people know what's coming up. So you want to ask questions. And the next thing is to let people testimonials. I'm sorry. Testimonials was our next section. So testimonials let someone else do the talking, basically. When you post a testimonial, you really don't have to say much because someone else is doing the talking for you. When you post testimonials, also, it increases booking because people will read it. They will be in agreement and will make the decision that someone else believes in your business. So allow me to come and join your business as well. Allow me to participate in getting my hair done because these other people vouch for you. You don't have to vouch for yourself all the time. You don't have to speak for your sale that's about to happen. You let the testimonials do that for you. And testimonials can either be in written or video form. So if you have some videos of your clients just saying briefly about their visit, you can use those. If you have some testimonials written on your website or on your business page or on your Yelp or Google business page, you can use those testimonials as well as a part of promoting your sale. Our next section is bold statements. Now, y'all see this photo right here. This is a bold photo. I'm pretty sure that this photo caught your attention 100%. And this is what I mean by make a bold statement. You post something or a photo with a statement that you would normally never do. This is going to wake people up. This is going to catch people's attention. Statements can be something like, don't spend another day with bad hair. This can also be a part of your text blast and your email subject lines as well. You can send someone a text. I'm sorry. If you send a text, you can briefly state in a text, do you need an expert to give you a great haircut? And more than likely, people will respond back. And that response, once again, opens up the door for you to tell people about your holiday explosion. You can also use, today is your last day with orange hair. Now, if orange hair is not trending where you are, and typically the orange hair on accent highlights were supposed to be an ash color or a softer color, maybe a golden color, and not an orange color, then this will trigger a response for someone. Someone may be sitting at home right now with orange hair, trying to figure out what box color they can go buy to get rid of it. And you pose a question that they're like, you know what? That's me. She is talking to me. He's talking to me. I hear you. I'm listening. So these bold statements allow people to say that that's me. She's talking to me. And making these statements open the door once again for you to tell people about the sales explosion that you have. Now, after bold statements, you have flyers and photos that you will use for the sale that you're going to have. So remember, our sale was accent highlights, haircut, and style. 20% off holiday sale. It's happening November 25th and 26th. This is a flyer design that states the 20% off the holiday sale. It has the title of the service, the regular price of the service. You do not have to put the regular price of the service. You can simply just say 20% off. It has the date and it has the time. The time coincides with hours of operation, the salon name, the address, the telephone number, and booking information. So this is the first part that we normally love to jump into. We'll go out really fast and create a flyer design. We'll find someone to make a design for us. We'll send it to the printer and get 1,000 copies of this printed out and start handing it out. So as you can see, we've covered a number of things before we got to a flyer. So your flyer is a part of the content, but it's not the whole piece of your sale. It's just a part of the sale. So yes, having the flyer is nice. Yes, everyone loves to do the flyer, but it's not the sole basis of running your sale. In actuality, you can run this entire sale and never create a flyer for it. You can create every other piece of marketing material and not the flyer. You can use the photos at the bottom of your work to send out in your email blast, to send out in a text blast, to tell people about what's going on, and never create a flyer at all. You can use your actual business cards and give those to your clients and let them know that you're having a 20% off sale and to tell their friends about it. You can create one flyer to post in the window of your salon or on the station of your salon or the reception desk of your salon, and that's it. So the flyer is just a piece of creating the sales explosion. Now, our next piece is video. If you know, did you see her curls, the style? The back of her hair is darker than the front of her hair. She's a perfect example of our photo. Plus, it's cute. It's a mommy-daughter video. Also, when you post a video on your page, people are like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh, look at her hair. It's curly. People will relate to a video in a different manner. So you can use the video to tell a story. It can draw attention. Maybe you have a client who is out at a birthday party, and during this birthday party, she was with her family, and there's a video of her hair. So you can actually use the video to tell a story about the sales explosion that you're going to have. Another important part of your content creation is newsletters, email blasts, and text blasts. These can all be laid out ahead of time. Remember, all this content creation, we are doing this in advance. So what does a newsletter consist of? Well, you ever went to a coffee shop and there was a piece of paper, a newsletter that contained information about different aspects of the business, different coffees they created, different events that they had in the past, different events that they have in the future, different specials that they have, different donuts they may be bringing in, a customer survey on there. So your newsletter can consist of a new service that you've been providing, a stylist of the month, a featured hairstyle, a hair tip, and you can also have your sales explosion in this newsletter. Now, you can create this newsletter in advance and schedule it out to go out to your email list. An email blast is simply letting people know about what you have going on. It's like receiving a short letter in the email from your best friend. So your email blast and your newsletter are two completely different things. Your email blast would say something like, hey, Miss Mary, just wanted to let you know that the holidays are coming. We have a special that's going to be going on that we know you would love to take advantage of. Let them know about the special. You can put the flyer inside of the email also, and a link that she can actually book her appointment. Your text blast looks something like a text message. We all have text blast capabilities where we confirm our appointments, and you can also go in there and pre-lay out a text that will automatically go out to your entire client list on certain days and certain times. So this is what the newsletter, email, and text blast would look like as a part of your content creation. Now, as I mentioned earlier, for the email blast, you can use the questions that you're going to post to your social media as part of the subject line for your email blast. So if you pose the question of, are you ready for holiday photos? Then when they open it up, they can read all about the sale that you have going on that's going to get them ready for their holiday photos. Same goes for the newsletter. You can use the newsletter, you can use a bold statement for your newsletter like, hey, aren't you tired of that orange hair? And when they open the newsletter up, they can see work from your other stylists. They can see new services that's going on. They can get a hair tip. They can also find out about the sales explosion. So, yes, these things all work in conjunction together. Now, what are the best platforms to use? I know you're saying, okay, create all of this content, but how do I do it? What do I use? Am I going to sit here and draw it out? What do I use to do it? So here are my favorite platforms. Adobe Illustrator and Canva is great platforms to use if you want to design your flyers or design some photo layouts that you want to create with word options on it, different design prints that goes along with your salon brand. Photo Grid and PicArt are great for creating the photo collages of your hair work, of your team's work. You can create a number of before and afters to use to help promote your sales explosion. InShot is a great platform to use for video creation. So if you're creating a short before video, and of course you have a separate video that's the after video, you can utilize the InShot platform to put both those videos together and have them as one video that way you can use to post for your sales explosion. A word app or word design, I guess is the better word, would be Word Swag. So Word Swag and Fonto are two great platforms or apps on your phone that you can use to design the questions that you're asking or the bold statements that you're saying. So basically, Word Swag takes your plain sentence statement and design it in a nice, fashionable manner. So that if you pose the question of what's the best platforms to use, it may make the really, really big best will be medium. Platforms will be in a circle, and it can have some arrows that says to use. Not quite sure if this is the greatest explanation of that, but just download Word Swag. I guarantee you'll love it. Fonto is also another platform that you can use that gives you different backgrounds and you can put words on top of different photos. So the idea of when creating the content is to get creative. You can post the question simply, by typing it in through the social media, but it can also be the exact same question you post one week that you take and put into Word Swag for the next week. So these are the best platforms to use when it comes to creating all of this content for your sales explosion. So let's jump into the marketing schedule. Now that you have laid out the different pieces of content and you have it all together, you may have it on your phone, you may have it on your computer. It doesn't matter where you have it at, but as long as you have it created. The main thing is to have it all pre-done so that when it comes time to scheduling and posting and emailing and text blasting, everything simply goes out easy for you. And you don't have to worry about creating a piece, before you can send it out. So let's discuss your marketing schedule. Here's what you need to consider. So before you begin to schedule things, you need to consider the cycle of guest visits. When it comes time to lay out your marketing information or put your marketing information out there, you have to really consider the amount of visits that your guests come. Now, you can have someone that visits every 2 weeks. So you want to go off the majority of your clientele. If the majority of your clientele visit every 2 weeks, then your posting cycle, your posting schedule will consist off of those clients. If you have the majority of your clients that visit every 6 to 8 weeks, then this affects your posting schedule also, your marketing schedule, because you want to start marketing in advance so that they can see it and be able to take advantage of it. This is why you do not just pop up and decide to hold a sale and start to put things out there and then wonder why no one took advantage of it, because they never saw it or it was never put out early enough for them to take advantage of it, or they recently got their hair done and now you put this out and it's not time yet for them to get their hair done. So they're going to miss that. So you have to consider the cycle of your guest visit. So if the majority of your clients visit every 2 weeks, then you want to start putting it out at least a month in advance. If the majority of your clients visit every month, then you at least want to start every 6 weeks in advance for them to see it and be able to take advantage of it. Everyone else will find out about it through your newsletter, your email blast, or your text blast. This is why you have to have multiple pieces of content so that you can catch people at different phases of the visit to your salon and not leave anyone out. Another thing is the amount of content to show during certain times. So this is something else that you have to consider when you're laying out your marketing schedule. The amount of content that you have to show during different times. This is why you need multiple types of it so that you can mix it up when we're getting close to our actual event date. And last but not least, it's game time. Go hard or go home. When it comes to laying out this schedule, if you don't have everything in place, it's go hard or go home, or you're not going to get the turnaround that you want to see. We're not going to hit those projections that we laid out in the beginning. We are not going to get the number of clients that we need in order to exceed our goal. This is why it's not just about, pulling out a strategy and making a flyer and just going with a flyer. There's a whole strategy. So I hope you're ready. It's game time now. We're in the thick of things. So here's what a schedule would look like. Now, remember, the pieces of content that we created was ask questions, testimonials, bold statements, flyers and pictures. We created videos, newsletters, email blasts, text blasts, and there's a number of other pieces of content that you can create as well. But this is the good majority of it. So as always, this was our calendar when we initially started and we decided what day the holiday falls on. The holiday fell on November the 28th because we were doing our sale on November the 25th and 26th. X marks the spot, right? Right. So if X marks the spot and our clients are typically on an every 2-week rotation, we normally don't open on a Monday or a Tuesday. I'm going to go back the weekend prior. So if everyone was to come visit on the 23rd, 2 weeks prior will be the 9th. And if for my clients that do come once a month, they would come the 1st of November and then try and come back again the end of November. So I want to start as early as possible, the beginning of the month, to start building the awareness. And I'm going to start up here on the Monday. I'm going to start with asking questions. On Tuesday, I may put a couple bold statements. I will throw some testimonials out here this weekend. So in the beginning, you want to create a slow buildup. Of course, most of your clients come into the salon on a weekend or they work Monday through Friday. So they're really scrolling on the weekend. So you want to make sure that you go hard on the weekend where they can see it as often and book appointments. And then the beginning of the week, of course, on Sunday, everyone is at home and then they go back to work. So you'll catch them again in the middle of the week. And once the weekend comes, you'll start hitting them heavy again. And the following goes for the next week. You'll start off a little slow. And once this weekend comes, because now we're getting a week out from the event. So we had our last little slow drip over here. So yellow is sort of the build up days and green means go. So this is where you're going to constantly push out all of your content to make sure that X marks the spot and these 2 days are completely full. So this is the color coded way to lay out when you're going to start your posting, your emails, your texts, your newsletters. If you do a monthly newsletter, this is a great time to start that monthly newsletter the beginning of the month. After that, that following week, maybe you want to send out a text blast, an email blast rather, on that following week, letting people know what's going on. And the newsletter and the email, remember, are going to get the people who may have visited you in October and they are not quite ready to come back yet, but you have to reach them in a certain way. So you'll get them first through the newsletter. You'll get them again in the email. You'll head them again in the text blast. And during this week, you can send out a text blast maybe over here or another email or newsletter over here and start creating that really good buildup. And throughout here, you'll start sending out more text blasts, more email blasts, posting more videos, more photos, more pictures, bold statements everywhere. You post your flyers and you really get the momentum going this week. So you're consistently posting this entire week. Now, remember, because you've created all of this content, that all of this can be scheduled out. You don't have to spend hours sending out the email. You can create the email and schedule it out to go. You can create the text blast and schedule it out to go, as well as the newsletters, as well as all of your social media postings also. So the idea in the scheduling part and in the creation part is to lay out things so that these things become automatic postings for you. And this way, all you have to do is engage and send people your booking link. Your staff knows about it as well. And if your entire team is on board, of course they are going to be doing the exact same thing that you're doing. So you can actually sit down with them and have them list some more questions. And together you both are posting questions. Together, everyone is posting bold statements. Together, everyone is pushing out flyers and pictures and videos. And then they have testimonials of their work from clients, probably in their phone, a video of client selfies. So everyone is pushing out their efforts as a slow drip so that we can get completely booked these 2 days. This is a team effort. So if you create this marketing calendar, this marketing schedule, and post it in a salon or the barbershop or the spa or the nail salon where the entire staff can see it, everyone can be on board on what we're creating and how we're promoting this holiday sales explosion. I hope that this information has been wonderful for you, that you've learned a lot, and now it is time for you to actually sit down and develop a blowout marketing plan. Get to work, and I'll see you in the next module.